Hey, welcome and welcome back to Kate Authentically. It is November here in Kansas, so we're wrapping up the garden.
All right, so it's been a weekend of winter garden preparation. We have done a lot of cleanup and winterizing out here in the backyard, and one of the last few things for me to do is waffles. Yeah. Waffles. So one of the last things for me to do out back here is pull the ornamental peppers from my Gothic garden. Everything else has been pulled out. These ornamental peppers were champs this whole season. I planted them on Mother's Day. They were this big. They grew beautifully for 6 months. They were beautiful. They outlasted everything in this bed. However, we had a couple of frosts overnight this week, and that spelled the end for these fellas. So I'm going to pull them out, and then I've got some experimental tulip bulbs. So I am going to plant them in the Gothic garden as an experiment and let them overwinter and see if they pop up in the spring. So those are the two things I'm going to do here. Get my gloves on. These ornamental peppers were just so beautiful all year long. All year long. They were so goth. And I'm sad to see them go, but they were definitely champs, and they will definitely be back in the Gothic garden next year. I'm just gonna pull these out. They have a super great root system. They just, gosh, they were so great. They're ornamental peppers. We did try to eat them last year, if you remember that video. They're super hot, and most people don't eat them. Ooh, look at that. Look at that root system. Wow. Try to leave behind most of the soil since we put a lot of work into this soil, and it's still pretty healthy. So just try to leave behind what I can. That's a great root system for this guy. So we already pulled back most of the mulch as we were pulling plants out into fall, since September, really. We've been rotating some plants out. We pulled the pansies out early on. We put some zinnias in. They didn't do well. They should have been planted earlier in the season. Just another lesson learned. What's up, Waffles? You making noise? You want to know what I'm doing out here? All right, so now I'm going to put these tulips. Tulips are bulbs. They've got a stem side on the bottom and a pointy end on the top where they grow. This one kind of looks like a great big garlic clove. But you always want to plant them in this direction. 3 to 5 inches deep. Okay. So I feel like 5 inches is probably more than halfway down. And I'm going to put them all on this one side just because I'd like to see them sprout up together. And it also says 2 to 5 inches apart. So I'm just going to start by putting one right in the middle. my spade has a handy little depth marker, so I don't have to carry another tool around with me. I'm gonna clamp this guy in with the pointy side up, cover him up. I'm just gonna make a little this dirt is pretty loose over here since I just pulled the peppers out, so I don't really need to pull any of them out, any of the dirt out. There's two. This is still pretty loose from what I pulled out earlier. Got some, mix that up. That looks like some peat or something left over from one of the pots I planted. So I'm gonna turn this a little bit. There's number 3. Cover it up. Waffles is chasing leaves over here. Told you, he is a special boy. We always joke that he's chasing ghosts because he's never chasing anything alive. He's much too timid for that. He will chase the occasional bug, usually the slow moving ones, but usually it's just a leaf he's chasing because I think he likes the noise. And here's number 5. Drop it in here, cover it up. And it's been a pretty nice day today, so I am going to go ahead and water these in. I think we got several days at least before our temps get low again. So these are Flames Mystery Tulips. So they are yellow and red, and this is just a test planting here. Curious to know if they can overwinter in a raised bed like this, the same way they can overwinter in the ground. With cold air being able to come up underneath this, not 100% sure, but we'll see. I kind of like this fall planting process. Can do the work in the fall, and then in the spring I just kind of sit back and watch things sprout. So I liked that last year, so we're doing it again. All right, well, that is it for my fall gardening. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.